Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session. As declared, today we are going to start the family Apocynaceae. I'll be opening my PPT, so we'll be going through the details. Family Apocynaceae is one of the important, major and established family among the angiosperms. This family is highly advanced, highly specialized, and also this family is almost cosmopolitan with abundance in its distribution and spread. Because of that, Apocynaceae is a known family and it is very easy to understand, remember and follow. As I told you that this is a cosmopolitan family, obviously it is found in all 5 continents. But even though this family is much more concentrated in the warmer belt of the earth, that's true in the northern hemisphere. The members are found along the equator and towards the north side of subtropical belt and even to some extent in warmer belts of the temperate zone. This family that way is very much effective in its widespread. And so on one side the family shows some species which are endemic, regional, specific, whereas other species they are showing a large plasticity in its adaptation, and because of that many of the members of this family they are much more extensively used for horticultural purposes. This family is also important because many of the members they are now modified for their horticultural use, that is for their garden use. But really many of the plants they are grown in wild and they contain the medicinally important property. This is simply because the Apocynaceae is rich in alkaloids, and these alkaloids are generally containing the ring benzene compounds as well as the octane groups. So because of the cyclic alkaloids, these alkaloids are very much rich as they are integrating with the sulfates, integrating with the phosphates, integrating with the iron, integrating with the aluminium as chelating agents. And because of this, a large number of medicinal plants of this family they are extensively used in very chronic diseases, acute diseases. This family provides drugs for blood pressure, diabetes, even very strong antibiotic properties. Because of that, it is used as a vermicide, and very importantly, many of them, or many of the drugs or alkaloids which are extracted from these plants, they are used against the venom resistance. That is, they are used against the bites of the animals, insects, reptiles, and many more. Very recently, many of the members they are used very extensively as an anti-cancer drug also. And that's why Apocynaceae is one of the most widely studied species, most widely, extensively researched family in the world. So, as I told you, it's a cosmopolitan family of the warmer region. At the moment, it is having almost 180 genera and 1500 species. In India, this family is represented by almost around 30 genera. The number is 29 at the moment because 2 have been mixed together, combined together, and with the 60 species. These are distributed in the southern and western Ghat, that is southern India, western Ghats. They are very common and rich in the central peninsular Gangetic plain, as well as they are present in the foothills of Khashi Hills, that is eastern Himalayas. The important genera of this family are Nerium, Valaris, Catharanthus, Carissa, Thivisia, Lunaria, Raulfia, Hullarina, and many more. Usually the plants are either perennial herbs or shrubs. Because I use the word perennial, because often they are having the tuberous root stock at the base. Because of that, even the plants are sometimes looks herbaceous, they are never annual. The plants are perennial and they are sustained with the underground tuberous stem root. They are shrubs, they are trees, as well as many of them members are climbers. We can say that the climbers are woody climbers, like lianas. Very important characteristic feature of this family is that most of the plants, or all the plants, they are succulent, and also they contain a watery juice. So that is a very distinguishing character of this family. So the stem is generally angular. Let us go for the stem. The stem is herbaceous. It is gland dotted. It contains the watery latex. Very interestingly, in all this family, the vascular bundles are collateral. The vascular bundles are bicollateral. That is, the xylem is present at the center and phloem is present on both the sides of the xylem. That is a very interesting character of this family. Also, the stem generally it is glabrous, smooth. The leaves are exstipulate. They are simple. The leaves are opposite. They are always at the nodal region. The leaves are two. The leaves are opposite and decussate. That is, they are present two and then rotation of 180, or they are whorled. So many of the times the number of leaves at the nodal region is more than one, more than two. So it may 3 or 4 or 5 and so on and so forth. The leaves are generally entire. They are succulent and they are glabrous. The leaves are typically leaf architecture form. It is having a leaf base, petiole, and oblong or obovate lamina. The leaves are generally glabrous and smooth with a shining surface. So let us see some of the representatives of this family. The very common plant is Thivisia. जर आपण मराठीमध्ये आपण बिट्ट्या म्हणतो, Thivisia perunervia. Other plant, जर आपण चाफा म्हणतो, that is Plumeria rubra. So there are so many varieties of this Plumeria are present. We are having a very common plant where the roots are now used as an anti-cancer drug, that is Catharanthus. Now the name has been changed to Lochnera of this Catharanthus. Then another plant is again a horticultural plant which is very common, and that is Alamanda cathartica. So these are some of the horticultural garden plants which are very common. Again, we are knowing these plants. Again, they are grown everywhere in common gardens also, as well as these are the plants which are used in home gardening. So it is a Nerium. Now this is the Valaris solanaceae, which is known as Vasantavel. So previous name of this genus species was Valaris villosa. Now the example which I have shown is the Valaris solanaceae. Now it is a Vasantavel, very beautiful and very fragrant flowers. It is a climber and it is extensively grown in Bangalore and other areas. Then we are knowing one thing, that is a Taberni montana, then Beaumontia grandiflora. This is also a Tagritla's prakara. आपण त्याला भाषेमध्ये तगर पण म्हणतात, त्याला कवठी चाफा पण म्हणतात काही ठिकाणी. Now these are some of the medicinally important as well as some economically important plants. So the first plant in the left hand top is the Carissa. आपल्या संपूर्ण वेस्टर्न घाट्स मध्ये आपल्याकडे करवंदाची जाळी आहे. कॅरिसा म्हणजे करवंद. Then there is another plant. Again, this is very extensively used and it is extensively found in Western Ghats. That is the Hollarina antidysentrica. Hollarina antidysentrica. This is a very interesting plant. ज्याला मराठीमध्ये कुडा म्हणतात. पांढरा कुडा आणि काळा कुडा. तर आता जो आहे तो काळा कुडा आहे होलारिना. विशेष म्हणजे जर तुम्ही शिवनेरीला गेला असाल तर शिवनेरीच्या संपूर्ण वरती जाताना रस्त्याच्या पायवाटेवरती संपूर्णपणे होलारिना लावलेला आहे. म्हणजे जेव्हा हे प्लॅन बघायचं तर मुद्दाम शिवनेरीला जा आणि त्या गडावर चढताना दोन्ही बाजून तुम्हाला हा होलारिना बघायला मिळेल. होलारिना antidysentrica. Now this is a plant which is present in Himalayas. In खाशी हिल्स. खालचं प्लांट आहे लेफ्ट साईडचं ज्याला तांबडा खाली तुम्हाला कॅलेक्स दिसतोय पेट्रोलाइट आणि that plant is राउल्फिया ज्याला आपण मराठीमध्ये सर्पगंधा म्हणतो. सो राउल्फिया सर्पेंचिना मगाशी उल्लेख केला होता की the alkaloids which are extracted from this plant they are very much used as an antidote for the venom. म्हणजे सर्पदंशावरती औषध या झाडाच्या मुळीपासून तयार केलं जातं. Then there is a plant पांढरा कोडा Rhytia tinctoria. The bark of this plant and the young stem of this plant is very much important and it is used extensively. It is used as a vermicide. पोटातले जंत किंवा कृमी काढण्यासाठी या रायटियाचा वापर केला जातो. Now let's go for the distinguishing characters. The inflorescence, obviously, it is axillary or terminal. It is a typical diacacial sign. So it is the best example of a typical diacacial sign which is found in all the members of this family. So it may be in the form of a cymose or a panicle. So it is a branched cymose inflorescence. Very rarely, in few cases, it may be axillary solitary flower, like an example of a plumeria. Sometimes, now the flowers are bracteate and they are bracteolate. The flowers are bisexual. They are actinomorphic. They are pentamerous. The flowers are hypogynous, uri superior. The flowers are cyclic and the flowers are always large and showy. And that's why it's very important and interesting character. Now the flowers, they are aromatic because they are having a nectariferous disc at the base. The calyx, the sepals are 5, they are fused. Usually they are connate and they are having the internal glands which are nectariferous. Then the one posterior sepal in this family also is odd. Generally the sepal is present in the imbricate estivation or even in many of the cases we will find a quincuntial estivation. In imbricate estivation, one is completely inside, one is completely outside and other three are overlapping. Whereas in quincuntial estivation, two alternate are completely inside, two alternate are completely outside, and one is overlapping. So that is why it is called the quincuntial estivation. Again, this is a very interesting character which is found in this family. As far as the corolla is concerned, the petals are 5. Obviously, the corolla is fused, gamopetalous. But the corolla is very interesting. The shape of the corolla is either campanulate, bell-shaped, or because of this a name has been created that is called salivary form. Now I am going to show this figure of how these three corolla shapes are there in this family. It is having a typical twisted estivation and there is a presence of corona. The corona is nothing but these are the hairs which are or outgrowths, hairy outgrowths which are present at the mouth of the corolla tube. That's why it's called the corona. This is the best example which is found in नेरियम. तुम्ही नेरियमचं कणेर बघितली तर कणेरच्या फुलामध्ये त्या फुलाच्या दांड्यामध्ये जिथं ज्या ठिकाणी स्टामिन्स असतात त्या भोवत्याशी एक वेगळी रिंग दिसते ज्यामध्ये हेअर्स असतात. सो दॅट इज द कोरोना. Obviously stamens, there are 5. Stamens are free. They are epipetalous. They are alternating with the petals. The stamens are inserted in the corona tube, that is they are included. The filaments are short. The anthers are diaticous, and the important distinguishing character of this family is that the anthers are sagittate. That is, the anthers are arrowhead shape. The shape of the anthers is very interesting. And that's why with this single character, we can identify the family. If at all any flower is showing the sagittate anthers, it means that this family is the Apocynaceae family. Very rarely, as the succulus is present, the stamens may be fused with the stigma to form a gynostegium. But these are some of the exceptional cases because this family is very close even to family Asclepiadaceae, where the gynostegium is a regular character. Obviously, they are opening by longitudinal slits. Now, see this corolla forms. There are three forms which I have shown. There is one form that is called the salivary form. The best examples of salivary form is nothing but it is a vinca. ज्याच्यामध्ये दांडी असते मध्ये कोरलाचे दोन भाग असतात एक मध्ये ट्यूब आहे आणि त्या ट्यूबला एक्झॅक्टली इन राईट अँगल्स अगदी प्लेन वरच्या बाजूला कोरला लोबचे तसे पसरलेले असतात आता हे तर जे तुम्हाला फुल मी दाखवलेलं आहे ऑलरेडी जे फुल आहे ते व्हायलरिसचं आहे salivary form corolla. So salivary form corolla is a typical example of vinca rosea. Then the campanule corolla खाली तुम्हाला दुसरं फुल दिसतंय. That is an example of a campanule form. It's a bell shaped. तर तुम्ही बघितलं असेल तर खालू असा आकार तो मोठा मोठा होत जातो आपल्या घंटेप्रमाणे. That's why it's called a campanule corolla. And this is another form. It's called an infundibuliform corolla. याच्यामध्ये आणि सॅल्व्हरी फॉर्म मध्ये फरक असा असतो की सॅल्व्हरी फॉर्मचा जो वरचा कोरलाचा कंपोनंट आहे तो एकमेकाला पूर्णपणे असा 90 डिग्री नसतो फ्लॅट असतो आणि इनफंडिब्युलिफॉर्म मध्ये देखील तो असा निमुळत होत जातो कोनिकल होत जातो. म्हणजे आपल्याकडचा नरसाळ किंवा आपल्याकडचा जो फनेल आहे हे फनेल उलट ठेवल्यानंतर कसं दिसेल किंवा सरळ फनेल असेल तर त्याचं चित्र कसं दिसेल कोरलाचं. दॅट इज अ टिपिकल कॅरेक्टर ऑफ दिस इनफंडिब्युलिफॉर्म कोरला. किंवा सॅल्व्हरी फॉर्म आणि इनफंडिब्युलिफॉर्म मध्ये सॅल्व्हरी फॉर्मचा कोरला तुम्ही बघितलं असेल की विणकाचं फुल जे आहे ते असं खाली पूर्णपणे फ्लॅट ठेवता येतं जमिनीवरती म्हणजे पाकळ्या अशा पसरतात आणि दांडा वर राहतो. इन्फंडिब्युलिफॉर्म मध्ये असं तो कोरला खाली ठेवता येत नाही कारण त्या पाकळ्या कोनिकल आहेत त्यामुळे दिस इज टिपिकल शेप विच कॉल्ड द इन्फंडिब्युलिफॉर्म कोरला. We have seen the gynoecium. We have seen the androecium. Now let's go for the gynoecium. The ovary is bicarpellary, and remember the character. The ovary is apocarpous. That is, the carpels are free. They are not united. They are not fused. So ovary is bicarpellary apocarpous superior. The ovaries are free, obviously, or sometimes, obviously, they are conated at the base, so they are stick at the base. And each carpel is unilocular with two or many ovules on axial placenta. Now, as the carpels are free, this can be called as an axial placentation, but it has to be called as a ventral placentation. And that's why I use the typical term ventral placenta. The styles are free. There is two styles are present, and the stigma is dumbbell shaped. Here the character is very interesting. The styles are free and the stigma is fused. It is dumbbell shaped, or sometimes even it is bilobed. A nectariferous disc is present, which may be annular ring, or it may be cup shaped, and it is glandular and it is secretory. So it is secreting the nectar, and so as to eat the nectar, the insects are attracted towards these flowers and they achieve the pollination. Now, as the ovary is free, after fertilization, both the carpels they develop separately, and that's why the fruit is always called as a pair of follicle. पण दिसेल आपल्याला तर दोन शेंगा दिसतात म्हणजे एकाच प्रत्येक फुलामधून दोन शेंगा तयार होतात. तुम्ही बघितलं असेल कॅरेक्टर इज व्हेरी कॉमन अँड टिपिकल कॅरेक्टर. दिस इज फाउंड इन होलारिन ऑल्सो. Almost in each case you will find this typical pair of follicles. The seeds are non or endospermic. The embryo is straight. It is generally flat or winged or tufted with the silky hairs. So the seeds, they are showing the outgrowths. The seeds are never free, but they are having the outgrowths. And with these outgrowths, the seeds are dispersed by the mechanism of wind. And that's why either they are winged or tuft of hairs, silky hairs is present on the seeds. ज्याला काही भाषेमध्ये नेरियम तुम्ही बघितलं असेल कणेर तर ते फुल किंवा त्याचं ते फळ उघडल्यानंतर त्यातून म्हातारे बाहेर पडतात छोटे छोटे. आणि सगळ्यात चांगलं एक उदाहरण म्हणजे आता तुम्ही बघताय आपल्या सगळ्यांच्या घरासमोर आहे, रस्त्यावरती आहे, ते म्हणजे अस्टॉनिया स्कॉलरिस म्हणजे सप्तपर्णी, हे देखील याच फॅमिली मधली आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये देखील तुम्ही बघितलं असेल की साधारणपणे आता आणखी एक 1.5-2 महिन्यानंतर डिसेंबर महिने त्याचे फ्रुट्स उमलतील आणि त्यामधून त्या म्हाताऱ्या बाहेर पडायला लागतील, सगळीकडे व्हायला लागतील त्या. सो द पॉलिनेशन इज entomophilous. Obviously the dispersal of the seeds is by wind. Now this is two sketches I have presented to you. One sketch is obviously of the Lochnera. So it is the vinca, in other words. You can see the carpels which are free and it is having the sagittate anthers at the base. And on the other side is the example of Plumeria. हे दुसरं जे उदाहरण आहे, उजवीकडचं उदाहरण आहे ते प्लुमेरियाचं आहे आणि डावीकडचं जे आहे ते विन्काचं आहे. यू कॅन सी द कॅरेक्टर्स. आणि त्या प्लुमेरिया जे आहे त्या म्हणजे उजव्या बाजूचं कॅरेक्टर, त्याच्यामध्ये खाली बघा त्या ठिकाणी तुम्हाला ते फिलामेंट्स आर फ्री अँड स्टिग्माज आर फ्युज्ड हे कॅरेक्टर बघायला मिळेल. आणि शिवाय त्याच्यामध्ये तुम्हाला वरती कोरोना दिसतो. यू कॅन सी द हेअर्स इन द कोरोना ट्यूब. So that is a distinguishing character of this family. So if at all we want to identify this family, there are few characters. One, that the plants are herbaceous, they are succulent, and they contain the watery juice. Then the plants are stipulate, but the stipules are very small. Then the plants are generally having the lanceolate or they are having the oblong leaves. Typical shape is present and the leaves are opposite and decussate. So it is never alternate. The leaves are opposite and decussate. There is the presence of watery juice. The inflorescence is a typical diacacial sign or panicle. It is always either axillary or terminal. Both the inflorescences are there. Then the calyx is persistent. Remember, the calyx is persistent in this family and it is tubular. The corolla is either salivary form or tubular or bell shaped, whatever it may be the case. But there are two characters. One character is exhibited by the androecium, and it is having the sagittate anthers. The anthers are arrowhead shaped, and then it is having the free filaments. The stamens are inserted; they are included in the corona tube. And then another character is the ovary is bicarpellary apocarpus. And that's why the fruit is always a pair of follicle. And because of that, it is very interesting to remember this family. As I told right at the beginning, that the family is economically important because it is used very extensively as a horticultural family. It is extensively used for the medicinal purposes also. But remember, that this family is never used for eating purposes because the alkaloids are poisonous. The alkaloids which are present, they are containing this sulfate. Sometimes even they are containing the carbonates and cyanides, and because of that, these plants, they are always poisonous. Even they are not eaten by the cattle also. And that's why this Apocynaceae family is one of the very interesting and important family among us. So with this discussion and with this family details, we'll stop for the present. You are supposed to write the economic importance of this family, prepare one note and submit it offline in the WhatsApp group. And now, if there are no any queries, we'll stop for the present and we'll be meeting again on the Tuesday, on which we'll be studying the family Lamiaceae or family Labiatae. By that time, take rest, stay at home and continue your studies. Please enroll your attendance in the chat